Alternative gonna give you what you asking for. Naturally yours, but educate the most. Hottest in the game, here to put you on. Come learn this business, welcome to Twinness. Alternative gonna give you what you asking for. Naturally yours, but educate the most. Hottest in the game, here to put you on. Come learn this business, welcome to Twinness. We're glad you're tuning in on the latest tips. Alternative salon, keep your head lit. Naturally yours, got your custom fit. T-shirt and Tanika, keep your wig drip. TNT, double up the impact, call it Twinness. Hottest hairstylist in the business. Keeping topics fresh for your listening. Black owned, woman independent. Like fishes hold it down on your imaging. Whether professional or apprenticeship. Showing culture love just to get you right. Black is beautiful, always shining bright. Alternative gonna give you what you asking for. Naturally yours, but educate the most. Hottest in the game, here to put you on. Come learn this business, welcome to Twinness. Alternative gonna give you what you asking for. Naturally yours, but educate the most. Hottest in the game, here to put you on. Come learn this business, welcome to Twinness.
Good evening, Tisha McDonald here, Alternatives Beauty Studio.
I am Tanika. I am naturally yours.
How are you today?
I'm good. Been running.
You said you were running?
Yeah, I've been running. But how about you?
I've been busy today. Very busy today.
Okay. Just looking at my screen over here, just, getting that set up. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
So anyway, any topic today? Not, special need topic?
No special need topic today. I didn't have time.
Okay. And as you know, this Saturday coming, February 18th, will be my Lock It Up. And I'm excited about it. And my model, I will announce it later on Facebook. My model has confirmed that he will be there to do, to be the model for Lock It Up. So
Great.
the picture that is going out now with Andrew, he will be there front and center modeling.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. And as you know, today is the Super Bowl. So I'm pretty much dating this recording, but it's the Super Bowl and it's a big deal because, I'm in PA. And so the Phillies are playing today. Okay. So it's a big deal. And I would like to congratulate one of my former employees, Saja Monet. She's there doing hair and makeup for the halftime show with Rihanna. So I just want to give her a congratulations as well.
Well, while you're making a big deal about the Philly stuff, people down here in Alabama are making a big deal because Jalen Hurts is from Alabama and he got a lot of grief being in Alabama and stuff like that. So for him to make it to the Super Bowl is a big kudos,
See, and that's why you don't just be talking about people or talking down to people or whatever, you never know where they're going to be in the future.
Yeah. Well, it's, we still have race stuff going on in Alabama. So that's what it was. And they was doing him wrong. And so, so that's why it's a big deal that he's the quarterback starting with your Patriot guy.
Nice. Which people are trying to make it a big deal that it's two Black quarterbacks for the first time ever in history, but you don't hear any of that when it's two white quarterbacks or whatever. But this is not a race show. This is not nothing like that. So I'm not going to even go into that because I'm not even a football fan like that. My son, He's going to probably be watching, and I'll just be there for the halftime show.
Me
I'll
too,
be
halftime
in the
show.
mix because I'll be in the kitchen cooking dinner. But let's get to From Foster Care to Fabulous Perseverance. A lot of you guys reached out to us after the show or on the replay and was inboxing us, and I want to say thank you for listening to our story. And we're here as an encouragement for you guys, and some of you have asked us questions behind the scenes and just given us words of encouragement as well, and thanking us for sharing our stories. And even up until I think today, you got something, Nikki? Or was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Even up until yesterday, now a week later, we are still getting inboxes from part 1. So now we want to bring it forward to part 2. And I started a new class, started with me 3 weeks ago. And one of my students, I had told them our story, and I told the class, and one of the students came to me after and was like, how did you do it? Because she's going through something and she wanted to know, how do we do it? So, I'm glad that we can be of encouragement and that our story is still relevant. I mean, we're older, and you would think people probably won't care, but you just never know who you're going to touch.
Well, life happens and stuff is still the same, even though things change in some aspects, others, they still the same. So
yes.
The foster care system hasn't gotten any better, it might have in different areas, but these people, they still get out and have nowhere to go, have no drive, no push, no resources that they know of, because there might be resources, but if you don't know about them, then it's just as just as bad.
Yes.
So that's how we're going to get into that today. When you're in foster care, or if you're foster care, you can go to college for free. So, or at discount. I'm not sure how they do that, but free. You can put that on your application that you're foster care.
You get full financial aid.
And so that is something, if you are going that route, that you should know that you have that available to you. So if you're aging out of the system, you have that available if you want to go off to college. So, and that could follow you throughout your years of education.
Yes. So you guys know I have 2 adopted boys, and one has chosen not to pursue college, but the other one, he's graduating this year. And on his financial aid, it says, have you ever been in a foster care system? The answer is yes. He's getting full financial aid, but it still might not cover certain things. So he may have to take out a loan, or he may just work and pay off whatever the balance is. But he gets full financial aid. And I just finished 3 years ago, funeral service, and I was able to use the rest of my financial aid toward that degree. So that was at 45. I was 45 when I finished school then. So it does follow you throughout the until you use up all your TAP and Pell.
And then I know we had Jay on last year when we talked about foster care, and people don't realize that they could have housing, Section 8, and food stamps or whatever services are allowed.
Section 8 is no longer a thing. People were definitely abusing it. And back then when you got it. But now there's been such a slowdown on that. They keep opening and closing it. There's other programs out there. But Section 8 is one that very tough to get on.
Okay, so what I would say for those who are listening or catching the replay, find out what's available in your state. Because we always say that, like, I'm in the South, Tisha's up North. You need to find out what's available in your state, what services before you age out. Don't wait till you turn 21. Don't wait till you turn 18. Find out as much as you can as early as possible, because sometimes you have waiting lists, and sometimes they give you so many loopholes to get what you need. So if you start early, then that would be the best option to do. So back to the schooling is an option for you if school is what you want to do. The next thing I would say is if you have a craft or a hobby or a talent, try to hone in on that talent, and use that to your ability. Find you someone you could apprentice under, find you a mentor, find someone that's willing to take you under their wing. Don't be so bullheaded that you won't get help, advice, and knowledge from someone that's seasoned or older, that can help you and guide you in the way. So if you have a gift or a talent that you want to expand on, so far as business, maybe, I would go that route as well.
And like I said, my son didn't want to pursue college, so he's working now. However, he's like, he's reconsidering. And so college might not be an option. He's talking about going to a tech school. So a school for carpentry, really, that's where he's thinking. But now he's into gaming. So he wants to learn coding and stuff like that. So college is not your only option. You could use that financial aid for a tech school if college is not your thing. So you might want to consider that as well.
Mm-hmm. So those are just two ways of figuring out how to get out of that system, or out of, how to become fabulous, how to become fabulous. You just educate yourself or build on the skills that you already have. And I know we are a creative people, so I'm sure that once you start on the task that you are trying to get on, a lot of times other thoughts and ideas will come to you and you can expand on that, but partnering up with someone, finding a mentor, finding an apprentice, that is going to be one of your better ways to get help and to learn and to kind of speed up the process too.
Yes, mentorship is always, always advised here. You guys have heard us say it over and over and over again. I'm still being mentored now in my businesses. Well, yes. And I still seek out help. Huh?
Me too. I said, me too.
Yeah. And I still seek out help from those. And the thing is, I don't know how to say this, but I know I'm saying what I want to say. Find someone that can do what you cannot. So I'm not very tech savvy. So my circle now, I'm expanding, or I've been working with her for years, but she does things that I cannot do. And so you want to know what you don't know. That way, you know where you need to get help.
Yeah, one of my clients laughed at me yesterday because I didn't have a code on my Cash App, and she was like, "Please put a code on there." I'm like, so she did it for me on my phone.
I don't have a code on my Cash App. Thank you for saying it. I'm gonna have to have one of my kids do that for me. Yeah. I saw that my son had put his face as yeah. Mm-hmm. So you couldn't just use his I never heard of that.
So yeah, I'm not a tech person. And then also I had a client that brought their friend to get their hair serviced or whatever, and they just appreciated my knowledge and background. I say, that's because I'm old. He's like, no, that's because you're seasoned. I'm like, okay, no problem. I
love it.
So, yeah, so each one could teach one and share your knowledge and help to build, and that's how you become fabulous. But I think today sometimes our young people feel like they know everything, or that it should be bing, bang, boom. And it's not like that. Success is not overnight. Success takes time. It's in the trenches when people don't see what you're going through. And then you see the success. That's all the people see, but you know what it took to get there. And so, so that's important to know.
I think that's a real problem with social media today, is that people only see where you are now, but they don't really know what it took for you to get there. And so when you say from foster care to fabulous, it took a lot of learning to get where you are. And like I always tell my students, I said, well, this is not my first business. I failed epically at my first business, but I learned from my failure, and I can only do what I do now from that failure. So take what I'm teaching you and run with it. And I was happy to see, and I'm sorry to bring it up again, that Sasha came in and let them know, look, Tisha had me out there handing out business cards, something that she didn't want to do, but it made her not be shy. It made her know that she had to go out there and get it. She had to go for it. I'm so proud of her now, but she came to the class and, each one teach one. So I was her mentor. Now she's ready to mentor someone else, but she's saying you have to do the groundwork. You can't expect success to happen overnight. It didn't happen for her overnight, and she went into her story of how it started happening for her. What did she do to get where she's going today? And so that was just like 3 weeks ago. And now she's there at the Super Bowl. So, and she just said to my classroom, my goal is to meet Rihanna. And now she's in her presence 3 weeks ago. So she's letting them know it wasn't easy. Tisha would make me take out braids, redo them, take out braids, redo them. And you cannot have a thin skin. You can't cry when someone says, this is not correct. You have to do it over, you know. And then she talked about the positive. Me and Tisha used to race doing braids, you know. We'd be like, all right, who's going to get it done faster, you know? And so, you know, you can have fun. If you have that mentor that wants more for you than you want for yourself, or can see you go further than they have, that is what you want in a mentor. You want someone that can really pour into you and feed into you. And the perseverance, you just got to keep pressing and pressing and pressing, and don't let go. Keep shaking. Just get all the information that you can from that person. That's all I have to say.
Because Dee has some nuggets, and I'm trying not to forget the nuggets. I didn't jot anything down. You said that she came. We're not talking about hair specifically, you guys.
No.
We're talking about, one, she had a dream. She knew what it is that she wanted to achieve, and that was not an overnight. She had to start out doing stuff to get to where she is now. So one, you need to have a dream for your life. Even though you might not see it all the way right now, you need to have something. Like I knew going through foster care, I wanted to go into the medical field. I saw Mom pressing her uniforms and stuff, and I knew I wanted to do something in the medical field. I didn't know what at that time. Of course, now it's nursing and child life. So know what you want and continue to strive towards that, whether it's education, if it's trade school, whatever it is. Then she had a mentor that was pushing her out of her comfort zone. So sometimes we like to stay in cocooned. And, you know, everyone knows I'm the shy, quiet twin, but I'm not shy and quiet all the time. Now I'm still quiet, yes, but you have to get out the comfort zone to break away and do something different, to get a different experience. It was something else you were yammering about, but now I can't remember because you was just going on and I was trying to get it, but whatever. So, and just know that it's no such thing as an overnight success. Just keep persevering until you get to where you need to go.
Right now, I'm on my next venture, totally out of my comfort zone, totally out of my wheelhouse, totally do not know what I'm doing. And it is a real leap and step of faith. I created, Tanika, I don't know if I told you, but I will be posting it later. I created my LLC. I got the paperwork in the mail yesterday. Okay. And so far, only Walter has seen it.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. And this week, again, not something I really know how to do, but Cheryl is going to come by the salon this week and help me with the second part of what I need to do for that, because I wanted to be able to do it myself without hiring someone else to do this for me. So while Cheryl is sitting there, I'm going to be watching exactly what she's doing, because I have something else up my sleeve to continue with what I'm getting ready to do next. And this is totally, but I'm getting out of my comfort zone.
So to go, y'all are watching Twinness, and we are talking part 2 from Foster Care to Fabulous. And not that we're so fabulous, but how you don't have to become a part of the system just because you were a part of the system, breaking that cycle, breaking that chain. And on that, I wanted to say that you need to break it for yourself. And I know a lot of times we get caught up and stay in the cycle. We stay in the cycle of, and you have to be the one to break the cycle of. And so that's what makes you fabulous, when you break that cycle.
And the way you do that is by perseverance. I'm not going to be the same as I was raised. I'm not going to be what I saw my parents. I'm not going to be, and the determination, actually.
Right. And so, and then that way, like we have children, they see, and like we have you viewers, y'all see. So people are saying, you know, so for your children, you don't want them to see you just going in that same rabbit hole. You want to break that cycle so that they can see that they can do it, whether, you know, whatever it is that they want to do, they don't have to see that same cycle. They can break it themselves and see what you've done.
And when you say it like that, you think about the Venus and Serena. You know, the father didn't want to see them to be growing up in like Compton or wherever they were from. He took them out on that tennis court every day and night, hours at a time, because he wanted to break that cycle. He was like, no, my kids, when you look at Beyonce, you know, her father was like, no, you are going to sit here and practice. You and these girls are going to sit here and practice. And they kept going and going and going because he was going to change it.
Yeah, the
Jackson. I was getting ready to say the Jackson 5.
Even bringing it up today. Bringing it up today, I was watching the Family Feud with Wayne, my favorite show, regular TV show. And so the lady, the contestant, she was so inspired by Steve Harvey's show because she had 7 girls living in a shelter. And she was listening to Steve Harvey about him living in a car and being homeless. She was in a shelter with 7 girls. She got out of there. She put all of her girls through college. They have a nice house now, but it was his story that inspired her to get her girls, you know, out of the system, out of the cycle, out of that shelter into a stable home, into college, graduated, and now they're all thriving. So it has to be something internal to say, I've had enough of this. I'm going to make a difference. I'm not going to give up on myself. I'm going to keep going.
And how am I going to get out? And the only way she could get out is, like Tanika said, finding those resources. You got to dig sometimes. You have to dig. People are willing to help you if they see that you're putting an effort forth. If you're the, what they say, the squeaky can gets the oil. If you're just sitting back and nobody knows, then nobody's going to care. But if you're out there, you yapping, somebody's going to feed you. What they say, a closed mouth don't get fed. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. So you have to push for it and don't stop. And even at 50, I'm not stopping because I feel like I'm still young enough and I still have more to go. I still feel that you never want to forget, right? So I still say I'm one generation away from poverty. I'm not even really a generation, but one generation away from poverty. And that's not what I want my kids to, I don't want to leave that with them.
Right. And that's why I always say I try to lead by example, that you could work for someone, like I work for someone nursing, or you could work for yourself and be successful. You could do both. The choice is yours. Whatever you choose to do with your life is up to you, what you choose to do, how you come out. You know, our brother Alex, I don't think he's really ever worked a job for real, kind of like you, but his is Christian rap and ministry. So, and he's been okay. You know what I'm saying? You'll find your way and your gifting and your purpose as you continue to move on. So like Tisha's never worked for someone for real. Alex never worked for someone for real. But, you know, for me, I feel like I just serve my community in the way.
Your information, to go with the finger. I have worked for people for real. I'm working for people for real right now. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know that I like it. So
exactly my point.
And the reason why I'm working for someone for real right now is to take me to my next step forward. So that's why I'm there, just for the experience, not even the pay, because the pay doesn't cover my expenses, to be honest with you. My gas and toll and hotel stays, what I make there, I make nothing. So it's really for the
experience, but it's the sacrifice that you're willing to make in order to get the knowledge you need to go to the next level. Exactly. And sometimes it takes that sacrifice, whether it's financial, whether it's sleep deprivation, Lord, whether it's, just studying all the time. But sometimes you always have to sacrifice something to get something.
That's true.
You have to give in order to receive. Y'all are watching Twitness. We are talking about foster care to fabulous and just some little nuggets that we have on how we made it out, and try to, encourage you all to keep pressing forward no matter what.
That's right. So that's what we wanted to talk to you guys about tonight is perseverance, how we're doing it, how we did it, what encouraged us. Well, our life made us say we're not going to be the same. Life taught us to not be the same. And good role models, I guess. I don't know what you want to say, but we just knew that we couldn't live our life the same way. And it depends on the people that you're around. Like Rudine, grandma, ma, she put us in the right direction.
She did. She did. And I think that because of that, a lot of times people are always asking both of us, well, what are you doing next? What are you working on next? Because we're constantly doing something next. And so what is the next? Yeah, it's always what is the next.
And Renee is on here. So let me tell you, she's like my writer because she knows what I'm doing next. And I was just texting her earlier this week and I was like, well, I don't know about this location. What do you know about this location? And, so I'm going to have to, now my husband don't know, but he's going to know because he's going to have to take me out that way, maybe next weekend or the weekend after, so I can look around for myself and see where I want to be. I got to look at the demographics for myself because I know where I would want to be, but it was suggested to me twice to be in this particular area. So I'm going to look into that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We will let y'all know what the topic is for next week. We will post it and get that out to you guys. It'll be something lighter for us for the next 2 weeks. And so we'll see y'all next week on Twinness.
Yes, this was pretty light, because we're just saying this is how we did it. We just, and, you don't want to say take yourself up by the bootstraps because what if you don't even have the strap to boot? What if you don't have the strap?
There's a saying, the helping hand you're looking for is at the end of your own arm. You have to do it. You have to do it.
Say that one again.
The helping hand you're looking for is at the end of your own arm.
Never heard that one. And then there's another saying, come from a place of need, not neediness. So I need XYZ, but I'm not needy. So I like that one as well. Come from a place of need, not neediness. I'm not begging you, but I do need a piece of bread, but I'm not begging you for it. If you give it to me, fine. If you don't, then I'll move on. I'm coming from a place of need, but not neediness. I love that. All right, guys, we will see you next week. I know some of you are ready to watch this Super Bowl, which starts in 3 minutes. Yep. My husband is up here texting me, oh, Babyface is performing. I'm like, whatever. But we will see you next week. Enjoy the game. If you're watching, I will be ironing and doing other home chores. I will stop for the
halftime
show. That's it. I'm not even concerned about the commercials, Tanika. I haven't seen nothing advertised really for, the commercials are going to be, I haven't seen anything like that. Well, good night, guys. We've talked long enough. We will see you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. So long.